Good morning. It's Jane. And it is a Monday. Definitely a Monday. I am at the point where I need to finish this last row of this shawl, and then I will start adding on that iris part and filming that for you folks to see. For some other things, I've added a new color to the blanket, and I love this pattern. It's just mindless, and sometimes those are the kind of things that you need to do. Now, I did start another project simply because I needed something small. I go to we have a Lamar Lighthouse that does a lot of Christian concerts during the summer. It's a whole summer series. So I needed something small, so I started a hat. And those are nice, easy projects, crochet, knit, that kind of thing. Just to have on hands. And let me tell you, sometimes I get to talking with folks and just completely forget about my project. I know a lot of the folks out there. There are some folks I haven't met, so when I have some come in and sit by me, oftentimes I will take a few moments to introduce myself to them and get to know them. So that's kind of what we're doing. We have in our area, school starts tomorrow, so in a lot of different areas, there are a lot of people that are gathering at school parking lots, different parking lots around the area, to pray for the children that are going back to school, to pray for the staff and everything, that it's a good, uneventful year, as well as just pray for their overall well-being. So that might be something that you would consider doing if you are, if your school's getting ready to start. See if there's some kind of group that's doing that. A lot of this is just sponsored by one or two people, maybe a church in the area that's doing it. But it's worth doing because we need to pray over our little ones. All right. I have a few bags that are up in the shop, so let me get to those and show you those. This first one is, the normal gnome bee. Has an interior pocket. I did attach a key ring to it, but this is one that you can drop down on the inside or drop it down on the outside, wherever you choose on that bag. So there's that. Do have one drawstring in it. Now these other bags are a little different in sizes. They are made with batting, thick batting, so they're kind of soft and fluffy. And this is just basically trying to use up quite a bit of my scraps. This one is 11 inches tall by 14 wide. There's a 5-inch depth to it. Interior has several of these pockets that are expandable. Like this, there are 2 on each side of the bag there. So there's that one. This one is approximately close to the same size. It's an inch shorter. It is 10 inches. Still 15. It's 15 wide. This one has 5-inch depth, and again, interior has those nice big expandable pockets that open up. And some of these would be great for purses if you want to use them as purses. This one is the shortest of them all. It is 9.5 inches tall. It is 14 inches wide, still has that 5-inch depth to it. The interior, again, still has the pocket divides. There are 2 on each side, and they are expandable, so you could, put a skein of yarn in there if you wanted to or whatever. But yeah, the last one is probably the biggest of all of them. It is 14 inches tall. No, it is 11.5 inches tall and 14 inches wide. Still has that 5-inch depth box bottom. And again, still has the big expandable pockets on the interior. So those bags are up in the shop now. And like I said, they are soft quilted. It's got free motion quilting on it. This one, I just did some straight lines. The other ones are completely free motion quilting. So, just depends on your personal favorite, what you enjoy the most. And a lot of people do like the cushier, softer bags. That is not my normal, typical type of bag that I make. I use a woven interfacing that is a fairly sturdy weight, and it creates a nice firm, well, not firm bag, but a more structured bag in that way. These are soft, they're cushy, and they could be used, for projects, or you could even use them as purses. I do have a couple of people that enjoy using those as purses, and I've made quite a few of those in the past. I am going through and trying to create different fabrics just by, because guess what? You can make your fabric out of your scraps. It's a lot of fun. So I'm doing a lot of that, and some of those I've been using to make Operation Christmas Child, some pencil pouches, all kinds of things like that. So they can be used to make blocks and quilts, you name it. All right. I'm going to pause you a moment because I'm fixing to have a sneezing fit. I don't know if that helped or not because now I'm all clogged up. Okay, are you ready for a little what in tarnation? Mexicans Festival Taco Serving breaks 3 world records. A festival in a Mexican city served 13,215 tacos in 1 hour. And in the process, they also broke the Guinness World Records for the largest stir fry and the largest frying pan. The La Discada 2025 Festival in Guadalupe, Nuevo León involved a team of 100 culinary students using a 23-foot diameter frying pan to prepare a stir-fry dish called La Discada, which contains sausage, beef, pork, bacon, tomatoes, peppers, onions, and beer. I don't know, sounds kind of delicious. Especially if you turn it into a taco. The stir-fry cooked for 3.5 hours and 40 minutes over a wood fire, and the 5,331 pounds of cooked food were then turned into tacos served to festival's 10,000 attendees. So apparently, each person got a taco, but a couple of people came back for more. Or maybe they asked for several. The event earned 3 Guinness World Record titles: the most tacos served in 1 hour, the largest stir fry, and the largest frying pan. Way to go. The leftover tacos from the event were donated to local food banks. I have to admit that this next story made me giggle. Just did. Vegan firefighters' first day involves 40,000 pounds of steaks on fire. A Missouri fire department said a vegan firefighter's first day on the job ended up being a call for 40,000 pounds of ribeye steaks that caught on fire on the highway. That saddens me. I love ribeye steaks. The Doolittle Rural Fire Protection District said on social media the crews responded Monday to a reported tractor-trailer fire on eastbound Route 174. Also, this was probationary firefighter Jenna Ulrich's first fire, and she got to fight it alongside her father, firefighter Clint Ulrich. Jenna is on the hose line. Second post included a photo of Ulrich spraying flames. Ulrich is the only vegan on our department, so naturally, her very first fire involved a tractor trailer carrying 40,000 pounds of ribeye steak. No injuries were reported, but the steaks were a total loss, and that saddens me. Now the nose is running. Welcome to my life. Smokey Bear stolen from in front of Pennsylvania fire station. And that ain't funny. That ain't right. Return it. A Pennsylvania fire department is asking for the return of a large wooden Smokey Bear sign taken from outside the station while firefighters were out on a call. That makes it even worse. Sorry. Bear Creek Township Volunteer Fire Rescue said on social media that the wooden sign vanished from in front of the station along Bear Creek Boulevard in Luzerne County. The sign features the image of Smokey the Bear pointing at the words, "Remember, only you can prevent forest fires." Firefighters returned to their station after a Monday night call to find the sign had apparently been removed from its base using a saw. The department is asking anyone with information on the sign's whereabouts to contact the Department or Pennsylvania State Police. Go with the Pennsylvania State Police. Because I think these gentlemen and women might take matters into their own hands. I grew up in New Mexico, where Smokey the Bear was found after a fire on El Capitan Mountain. So, Smokey the Bear holds a special place in my heart. Do they even teach that anymore in school? About that and about fire safety? I'm just curious. All right, we know who won the 2025 Hambone contest. Which dog did win it? Nationwide Pet Insurance announced a California dog who faced off with a bull to protect his family is the winner of this year's Hambone Award. The Hambone Award, given annually for the unexpected, the unusual, and downright outrageous ways pets find themselves in need of medical attention, was named in honor of a dog who ate an entire holiday ham while trapped in a refrigerator. I don't know which is worse. He got trapped in a refrigerator and nobody knew it, or that he ate the whole ham. This year's winner is Zia, a Belgian Malinois who stepped between his owner Tim and a rampaging bull during a walk in Northern California. While his owners escaped to safety, the bull struck Zia in the jaw, dislodging a tooth and sending him to the emergency vet. Thanks to expert veterinary care, Zia made a complete recovery and now hopes that future walks will not involve horned adversaries. Zia was chosen as a winner in an online vote, beating a field of 9 other finalists. Tim's bond with Zia, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, enabled them to take turns caring for each other when a bull unexpectedly joined their morning walk, said Emily Tincher, Chief Veterinary Officer at Nationwide. Thanks to the care provided by Zia's veterinary team and the protection provided by Nationwide Pet Insurance, this story of an unexpected trauma has a happy ending. Runners-up were Duke, an Ohio Lab mix who swallowed an entire spatula head while licking peanut butter, and Foxtrot, Texas Great Dane who stole a turkey leg and swallowed it whole. I don't know how you swallow one whole. Those are pretty big. Of course, Great Danes are kind of big dogs, so who knows. Another dog story. Dog rescued after wandering for days with head stuck in jar. A dog seen wandering for days in Pennsylvania with its head stuck in a large plastic jar has now been freed of the snack container is being treated by a veterinarian. Canine Rescue of Central Pennsylvania said on social media that volunteers were able to locate the canine around 3 a.m. Wednesday after she was spotted in a cornfield by a Nighthawk drone services pilot. The dog, now named Dallas in honor of the drone pilot Dallas Furman, has been wandering York County for days with a plastic snack jar stuck over her head. She was first spotted in the area on Monday. Dallas is suffering from severe dehydration, is infested with ticks, and is clearly in distress. She is now receiving the urgent care she needs, and we're awaiting blood work to better understand her full condition. The group is now raising funds to help offset the cost of Dallas's care. We'll continue to share updates as she recovers, but for now, we celebrate a life saved and the power of people coming together for one dog who matters. Dallas is not available for adoption currently, and I'm sure that's due to what's going on with her medically. Here we have an animal attack. Skateboarder uses his board and a leash to rescue, wasn't an attack, saving, sorry about that. The leash to rescue a skunk at park. A skunk trapped at the bottom of a skating bowl at a Pennsylvania state park was rescued by a man who used his leash and his skateboard to give the animal an assist. Daniel Galvin said she was walking her dog and reading when she came across a man attempting to rescue the skunk. Galvin posted a video to TikTok showing the man lowering a leash attached to his board down into the skate bowl, where the skunk grabbed hold of the handle with its mouth. The man was then able to hoist the skunk back to the flat pavement. Galvin posted the second video showing the man attempting to get the skunk to let go of the leash, resulting in a brief tug of war before he allowed the animal to take the leash and tow his board across the park before letting go. And this next one, sometimes you have to wonder what people are thinking. Firefighters rescue man wedged inside playground tube slide. Emergency responders in Connecticut were called to a playground for an unusual rescue when a 40-year-old man became wedged inside the middle portion of the tube slide. Town of Vernon Fire Department said on social media the crews responded alongside Vernon EMS and the Vernon Police Department just after 4:30 p.m. Saturday for a confined space rescue of a 40-year-old adult male stuck in a tube slide on the playground. The man was said to be wedged feet and head first in the middle portion of a slide at Northeast Elementary School. Photos from the scene show the man had somehow ended up sideways with his body folded at the waist. The rescuers set up ventilation equipment to keep the man cool amid the high temperatures inside the slide. Firefighters removed a section of slide to reach where the man was stuck. The patient was freed within 30 minutes and was evaluated on the scene by EMS. Patient refused treatment and transport to a local emergency room, the fire department said. They didn't answer the burning question. What was he doing in the slide? What made him think he could fit? I don't know. That's what I want to know. 8 ponies escaped stable, run loose through Massachusetts City. A group of 8 ponies escaped from a stable in Massachusetts, sparking a chase through city streets involving police and stable employees. The equines escaped from the Myopia Hunt Club stable in Hamilton on Monday by knocking down a fence. All the ponies got out, Hunt manager at Myopia Hunt Club told NBC Boston. They knocked the fence over and went out on an adventure. The horses went for a run through the streets of Hamilton before being rounded up by police and myopia workers. All of the ponies were returned to the stable without injuries, which is amazing in itself, honestly. I'm sure their hooves weren't made to be running in the streets. Lisa Eaton of Myopia Polo Club said the horses made it about a mile from the club before being rounded up. She said the same group of ponies have escaped multiple times before, typically once or twice each summer. Hamilton Police Lieutenant Matthew Donovan said officers were able to draw on previous experiences with escaped horses to handle Monday's situation. They're like cattle in that they follow each other, he told the Salem News. Once one goes, they all go, and that's typically why, when you return them, if you get one of them to listen, the rest will follow. Isn't the way humans do it too? Is that pack animal mentality? I don't know. And finally, we have the World Humanoid Robot Games kick off in Beijing. The World Humanoid Robot Games kicked off in Beijing with AI-powered robots built by teams from around the globe competing in sports including kickboxing, track, soccer, and dance. I would like to see the dance. The event held its opening ceremony on Thursday, which featured some of the first mishaps of the game, including a robot falling over while attempting to light the torch for the games. The games feature more than 500 robots from 16 countries, including Japan, United States, Germany, competing in 26 events. One robot was disqualified from Friday's 1,500-meter race when its head fell off in mid-stride. I'm sorry. That had to have been funny. Keeping the head balanced while in movement is the biggest challenge for us, Wei Jingyi, 19, a member of Beijing Union University team, told The Guardian. A soccer game on Friday also featured a mishap when a robot tripped and several other mechanical players to fall, requiring human intervention to clear the hazard. The World Humanoid Robot Games run through Sunday, and they're already over because this started back August the 15th, but I'm sorry, that would have been hilarious to see the robot running and his head falling off. Of course, the whole thing's kind of funny. And the few little snippets that I saw, if you go watch the video, are pretty interesting. I don't know. I think there's a place for robots, but I don't think that place is, Olympic Games, but it's interesting nonetheless. All right, time for the devotion. With God, I always have hope. A well-watered tree. But blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord, whose confidence is in him. They will be like a tree planted by the water that sends out its roots by the stream. It does not fear when heat comes. Its leaves are always green. Jeremiah 17, 7-8. It is easy to idolize the people in your life, expecting them to meet your deepest needs and being disappointed when they don't. When you put your confidence in God, though, He will never fail to satisfy you. Boy, isn't that true. Scripture describes those who trust in others for their strength as a bush in the wastelands, desperate for water to quench their thirst, but rooting themselves far from the source of true satisfaction. That comes from Jeremiah 17, 5-6. When we look to others to meet our deepest needs, we too are clinging to what can never satisfy. The only one who can satisfy us is our Creator, who knows our frames because He was the one who knitted them together. He knows what will fulfill our deepest longings because He was the one who put those desires in our hearts in the first place. Do not put your trust in humans who are as frail and finite as you. Instead, trust in the God of infinite strength who created you. When you put your hope in humans, they will never quench your thirst. But when you put your hope in God, He will transform you into a well-watered, flourishing tree. Reflect. In what areas have I been trusting in other people rather in God? Pray. Father God, I confess that I have often looked to others for strength rather than to you. You are the ultimate source of strength and satisfaction, and I long to know you better. Show me what it means to be satisfied in you. Transform me from a bush in the wastelands into a well-watered, flourishing tree. Declare, when I trust in God, I am like a well-watered tree. Act. Put a copy of Jeremiah 17:7-8 in a place where you are often tempted to trust in others for strength and satisfaction. That's an interesting idea. I know many times when I'm trying to learn a verse, that I'll put that verse around the house, different places that I'm going to be. One is the laundry room, one is right here at the kitchen sink. You know, it's a great place to look at it, read it, try to develop that memorization. All right, guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Bags are up in the shop. Do some shopping. Help a girl out. Got a car bill to pay. All right, I'll see you again soon, everybody. Have a great week. Bye.